I have a bit of a dysfunctional relationship with my family and my parents and such. And Friday, I fly to Portland to see my mom. I need wisdom of how to navigate this relationship. I want to show up as the best version of myself. All these things, my head just starts going on it. And so having a sponsor that I can be like, tell me how to be, like, I meet with them Thursday.
If someone has a problem with substance use disorder, please call One Call Placement. That's 888-831-1581. And if we can't help you, we'll make a referral to someone who can. One Call Placement is affiliated with Carrera Treatment, Wellness and Spa and One Method Treatment Centers.
So you own Cass Treatment Centers, but tell the viewers about yourself.
Well, I grew up in Laguna Hills, California. I'm tall, as you know.
You are.
But I'm the shortest male in the family. So I grew up playing basketball. Went to this high school called Mater Dei.
Wow, you went to Mater Dei.
I did,
That's a football school.
Football, basketball, captained the basketball team, drove 30 minutes just to get to high school.
Right.
But was...
if you're an athlete, you'll drive any amount of time to get to that school.
Yeah, it's like playing in college, basically.
Exactly.
So
they've got the red helmets with the W on it.
Yep.
Love that.
Yeah. Monarchs.
Is that an M or a
M or a W? It's one of those. But I grew up in Orange County, youngest of three, and then as I was in high school, started using drugs and struggling with my mental health, and then I ended up going to New York to play basketball at Fordham in the Bronx.
Huh.
But then I ended up just in nightclubs and partying and in treatment at 22, So, yeah. What brought you into treatment, by the way? What brought you into working in treatment?
That's a great question. When I was getting loaded, everybody said I needed treatment. And so I called Promises. And I was telling them about my cocaine use and that I had a cocaine problem. And she said, well, it's going to be 20 grand.
Patricia?
Whoever it was.
Oh.
And I said, but I called the poor one. I called the West
the
LA,
West LA.
I wasn't greedy. I want a private room on the ocean, and I have $50.
Right.
Okay. It wasn't one of those.
Yeah.
I was grateful to go anywhere.
Yeah.
But I called her and I said, this is my problem. And when she asked me for $20,000, I said to her, lady, if I had $20,000, I wouldn't have a cocaine problem. And she said, excuse me? And I said, you don't understand what I just said to you? And she said, no. And I said, then you can't help me. And so, I was getting sober and at the log cabin.
Yeah.
Right. And so every day there would be guys raising their hands, the newcomer, and I'd always take them to breakfast. And then right next door was a little place to get your nails done. And I'd go, man, I need my nails done. Come on. Nails done? Yeah, come on. Let's live like elegant people. Come on. And so we get the nails done. And then right next door to that's a haircut. So I'd get my haircut when I had hair and they'd get their haircut. And then I'd say, hey, man, before I take you back to the car, I need to run and grab a couple things here at the Gap. You don't mind, right? No. And then I'd buy him all sorts of shit, 5 pairs of jeans, 5 shirts, whatever, right? All the stuff. And then he thinks I'm taking him home, and I'd take him right to Genesis House, where I went to sober living, right? And I always had someone, even when I couldn't stay sober, I always had someone in sober living because I've always cared more about your sobriety than mine. Okay, I knew right from wrong. Mm-hmm. And when I finally got sober, I had no intention of doing a treatment center because I'd never been to a treatment center.
Right.
I'd been to sober living, so I went ahead and I opened up a men's sober living, and the state came down and they said, you're operating illegally. I said, what are you talking about? You're giving treatment. No, I'm not. Well, there's a therapist here. Well, I said, of course there's a therapist here. People need therapy. Well, therapy's treatment. And I'm like, shut up. And they're like, oh, it is. Because I didn't know. So then I just had my lawyer get my license, and that place was born. That's how I did it.
Wow.
It was a mistake.
And then because you sold Cliffside, and then what made you get back into treatment? Because you could have just...
Yeah.
Was it out of like boredom?
No. I wasn't really bored, but I didn't have the purpose that I should have, right? Well, first of all, I missed my friends. I missed all of my friends, and I left them all behind. Okay? Because that's what you do when somebody buys your business.
Right.
They're not buying your business, they're buying the people in
All
your
the
business.
relationships, everything.
That's right. If you're one of the best in the world at giving people back their loved ones and you don't do it, you're a dick. You're just a dick. So I had to do it. People are dying all over the place. That's what this thing's for. I've never seen a podcast. I've never listened to a podcast. I don't even know if I'm any good at it. I have no clue. All I'm doing is creating awareness around the fentanyl issue and letting people know that we're out of time. And at the slightest hint now of an issue, kids got to go to treatment. That's it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're burying your kid. So that's why I'm doing this, but that's also why I came back. But I really missed my friends. You know, I really missed my friends.
Yeah, I took off a few years and just was like traveling and thinking that was going to set me up to like have this. And at first it's amazing because you're like, wow, I'm meeting all these strangers, and spiritually like, oh, this is life. And then after a while you're like, where's my purpose? Like, what am I doing?
That's right.
I'm not fulfilled. I'm a little running on empty. And so I'm with you that it's always good to kind of dig into a project or something to like, get back and feel connected.
Especially if you're good at this, because so many people aren't. And there are so many bad actors in our business, right? So if you're one of the good ones and you can actually like help people and you don't do it.
And at the peak, how many treatment centers were there in Malibu, do you think? At the peak of
26.
26 treatment centers.
Yeah. And we were the last one. So when I got into it, there were 24 or 26. And I remember
do you remember Renaissance?
Of course.
That house. Like, what the hell was that?
That was, well, it was impressive.
It was an impressive house.
It was an impressive house. But nobody knew who they were, and they were mismanaged, and they went away. But when I got here, there were 24 of them. And it was Promises and then all the way down. But Promises was number one.
Yeah.
And then I think Summit had just opened. Seasons was opening at the same time I was, right? And I would just, I was at the bottom. And I would just take my marker every time I passed somebody up. And I would just cross people off the list until, all right, let me ask you some questions. All right?
All right.
How'd you get sober?
I
give me the drunkalog first. Give me the greatest hits.
The greatest hits.
Were you shot at?
No, I was living in New York, and I was bartending at a place called the Roxy, which is a big nightclub. Dropped out of school, and up until that point, I had never done crystal meth. So the thing is, if you just drink, usually it takes 20 to 25 years before you really, unless you're just so severe. So when you do harder drugs, as you know, it's like it expedites your bottom. And so
Especially meth. And so the thing for me is I always had this like desire, like be better, do better. And I couldn't stop using it. So like I'd throw it away. I would buy it a week later. I'd throw it away again. I'd go to a harm reduction group. I'd like have a therapist come into my house in my apartment that my dad sent me. Like, I didn't even know. The thing is, until like you get good treatment, you don't even understand sobriety. I ended up going through Hazelden and became an alcohol and drug abuse counselor. And then I did interventions for this company called the AIR. It was a big intervention company back in the day, and they needed someone to open their West Coast office.
So I moved in with my mom in Orange County. I borrowed my suits from my dad. And then after about a year and a half, I had a lot of clients. I've always been like hungry. It's similar to you.
Hold
you know?
on a second. That's
Yeah.
the greatest thing. You moved back home with your mother and
Yeah.
you wore your dad's suits. How old were you?
24.
Wow.
Yeah. And then I positioned myself as like the guy you want to intervene on your son or daughter who's in their 20s. So you had these guys,
That's
Earl
exactly right.
Hightower, you had John Southworth, you had these interventionists, and I was like, yeah, you could go with them or you can go with me. I'm a little more relatable. And
That's right.
And I'm going to be half the price. I have a bit of a dysfunctional relationship with my family and my parents and such. And Friday, I fly to Portland to see my mom, who I haven't seen in several years. So I'm going to see my sponsor who lives in LA on Thursday. I need wisdom from someone who knows me of how to navigate this relationship because I'm going to be with my mother for 2 days, and there's a very long history with her. So I want to show up as the best version of myself. And sometimes in situations, we don't know, like, am I supposed to show up just being other-centered? Am I supposed to spend all my time with her? Am I supposed to, like, all these things, my head just starts going on it. And so having a sponsor that I can be like, tell me how to be, like, how I should show up.
Did he tell you to show up with the heart of a servant and that there was nothing to get, only to give?
And I meet with him Thursday. That's such a dramatic, just
be of service to this woman. It's going to be 2 days. You can do anything for 2
Yeah.
days.
And I'm intentionally going there to see her. And then I fly to see my dad. I'm doing kind of the family trip.
With the heart of a servant.
Yeah.
Joyfully.
I wrote a few books, right?
Right.
And
Which, by the way, I'm going to order right after this because in doing my research on you beforehand, look at this. Right? You're a big shot. Okay.
Yeah.
No, you are. And look, if you weren't, I'd tell you. Okay, you're a big shot in this industry. You've been in it for 20 years. You've helped a lot of people. I know who the fuck you are. Okay. So
my third book, so thank you. Yeah. So the first two, they made New York Times bestsellers, which is like
the best.
One in every 10,000 books.
That's right.
That's what ChatGPT told me. So and I feel like, I mean, it all is timing and I was on a TV show for 4 years, but.
What TV show?
Dr. Phil, every other week for 4 years. So
I want to talk to you about that. I love Dr. Phil.
Yeah, I was on, he shared a dressing room. He was my mentor for a few years. Writing a book is a very tedious thing. It's like, have you written a book?
Yeah, I wrote a book with my addiction research fellow called Ending Addiction for Good, and I've got a new one out called Transcendence. Yeah, it's about, thriving. If I had to put a caption to it, it would be sobriety isn't its own gift.
Sobriety isn't its own gift.
That's right. It isn't. Thriving is a gift of sobriety. Mm-hmm. Okay? Living a life that you can be proud of is a gift of sobriety. But being sober is not a gift. I didn't let you get through the monologue.
Oh, so then I went through treatment, lived with my mom, did interventions, and then I started CAST in my apartment in Venice with like free groups. And then I met this guy who did this sober companion gig for me. His name was Jose Hernandez. Do you know Jose?
Everybody knows Jose Hernandez.
So Jose, he was my first sober companion. And then crazy case, crazy Russian. The guy was
He didn't drink vodka, did he?
No, but there's a gay Russian who had a hooker who was straight, and they were in a relationship, and the hooker was
Male
on
or
heroin.
female?
Male, both.
Okay.
And so it was the craziest dynamic, and Jose was incredible. And then, I'm now in my third office. I've been here for 12 years. The one before that had no windows. The one before that was just so ghetto. But somehow I managed to do this thing, It's like, and then, I started working. My thing is I ended up in the entertainment space. Right. So it went from doing interventions, with like people in crises to then doing crises work. So public affairs, bands breaking up. And so I ended up going much more into the
crisis management,
crisis coaching world, which I liked because it got me out of working with treatment centers.
Right.
And then I threw a charity event, and that's when I met Dr. Phil. And then Dr. Phil said, "Do you want to go on a show tomorrow?" And then this is a crazy story. So he says to me, "Do you want to go on a show tomorrow?" I said, "Sure." I went on the show, like no freaking idea what I was doing, like never had on my vision board to do television or anything. And,
right.
And then he was like, "You were pretty good." And then they put me on another episode 2 days later. And then he sat me in his office and he goes, "You know what you need?" I said, "What?" He goes, "You need a New York Times bestseller." I said, "Okay." He goes, "What are you doing today?" I'm like, "I'm at home." He's like, "Hop on my jet. Let's go meet your agent." Flew me to Dallas. This is all true. Met my agent. I didn't even really have Instagram or anything at the time. Got me a huge deal, book advance. And then the book just crushed it. It's in 23 languages.
He went ahead and pumped it on his show.
Pumped. Not just sold.
Pumped it.
Pumped it. I'm talking, had the book
I
out.
love him.
Saying, turn to page 36 where you talk about such and such.
Shut
He promoted
up.
He promoted the book so heavy that it just kept selling. I mean, I've sold 500,000 copies
Right.
of a book.
think
Books
I
are
sold-
impulse buys.
I think I sold 50 copies.
It's hard.
I don't know how.
No, but it's really hard to sell books because you got to figure out how to get through the market. And so, and then it was like he wrote the foreword, and then Jennifer Lopez gave me the endorsement on the back of the book. And so it just kind of, and then I had other entertainers support it. So
That's amazing.
yeah, it was good.
That's amazing.
But what was interesting is the more I did television, so I did probably 40 episodes, and like, it was interesting because the less treatment centers like fuck with me. Like it was like you would have thought they would want someone out in media who does interventions or addiction, who's like, and I found that like people were like not that loving and accepting of me in the industry when I started going and doing television.
That's just, they're jealous.
But it was so weird. Like,
It's not, because they didn't have the stones to show up. See, you lucked into it, but you showed up 40 times, and then you hit it out. Then you hit a rope, okay, and you made it.
Yeah.
Okay, nobody does that. Nobody shows up and then executes.
yeah, every time I showed up on an episode, it was like a job interview.
That's right.
I knew that if I didn't deliver,
You're gone.
I remember one time I sat down with them because they send you a 100-page document before about the guest who's on the show. And I was in his dressing room and he's getting his hair done, which is literally, he's bald. So it's not much hair to do. And I remember he said to me, he goes, there was a guy on the show who hadn't left his house in a long time. He had long, shaggy hair. And he asked me what we should do. I'm like, well, I think we should do such and such. He's like, that's all you got?
Who said that?
Dr. Phil. That's all you got?
And you said,
It's the #1 television show on daytime TV. That's all you got. And so I said, well, what if we cut his hair on stage? He's like, that's it. I'm like, the barber comes out on stage and like to help him with a reinvention. But like, that's how it felt every time. I mean, it was good because it forced me to keep raising my bar. You know, you can't coast with him. He's gnarly. Like, he's got like I mean, I don't even know who doesn't have photographic memories, but he does not forget anything.
right.
And he just kind of like looks over at you, and you're just, so now I sent you the sizzle for my next show that I'm working on. So that show hopefully will happen. It'll be like my own, which would be really exciting for me.
Good.
If it hits. So
Why'd you get sober?
pain, self-esteem issues. I had a very difficult time being gay. Like,
You're gay?
yeah,
Oh, you got to leave.
yeah, I know.
That's upsetting.
I know. That's not why I did drugs, but it was definitely when you go out in the gay world, there's so many drugs. Like,
What's the hardest truth about yourself that you've had to face?
the hardest truth about myself that I've had to face. Oh, God. Oof. There's a few.
No filter. This is all real. Give it to me.
No, I get it. The hardest truth about me that I've had to face. I would say I relapsed after 19 years.
Wow.
On a medication.
Right.
Writing my second book by a doctor who kept pushing me to take a drug called Focalin. It's Adderall and Ritalin, and basically I abused it. So I
Well, of course you did. It's your drug of choice.
I know. You know those people in your life that you like them, they show up, and then you feel like you maybe overshared, and you're like, I shouldn't have said certain. Maybe you don't have that because you have no filter.
None.
But sometimes there's people in our lives that I feel like they don't deserve to get certain knowledge.
Right.
And when we share it, it can become gossip or they can twist it. And afterwards you're like, fuck, I shouldn't have said that. That's one of those types of people. And so it's exceedingly difficult because I had, and then my next book is going to be about relapse. Now I have 3.5 years, but it was really difficult because.
How much time you got now?
3.5.
Let me ask you a question. How long were you abusing that?
Meth?
No.
Oh.
The
Medicine?
medication that the doctor gave you.
Probably about 8 months.
Did you create any wreckage?
A little bit. Not horrible.
As a result of the drugs? Like you can be...
No, psychologically, I was twacked for like the first...
Don't care about that.
Yeah.
I care about the wreckage. Did you create any wreckage that you have had to in that 8 months that you've had to deal with
Still?
for the next 3.5
No,
years or
no.
any part of it because you were loaded and you fucked up?
No.
Okay.
No, it's more like people say time doesn't matter and it's one day at a time, and it sounds good on theory, but we celebrate birthdays. We hug at one day at a time. Some bitches are saying their sobriety date when it's, I've been sober 1,300, and
Yeah, I hate that.
and so I was going to meetings here, and like in these meetings, they would go around the room and everyone would say their clean time. I don't believe that's actually about the newcomer. I believe that's about some of these people with long-term sobriety to say like, I have this.
Well, of course it is, because the newcomer can't even imagine a week.
I know. So then I had my company was trying to give me, Cass was trying to give me a 20-year cake. I didn't have 20 years. I was like, I had clients with more time than me because I abused it. So it's all fine now, but that was a fucking horrible psychological.
How'd you stop?
I was, so I had an ex-boyfriend who lived in Brazil. I think that was part of the wreckage is I had the grand idea that I should be with a guy who lives in Recife, Brazil, which is about 30 hours from LA. And so so my judgment was a little lacking.
Okay, that's the only mistake you made?
I now, I sponsor a lot of guys who had long-term sobriety. Like I love working with people who had long-term and went out.
And you told them all that you relapsed?
Oh yeah. My next book is going to be about relapse or reinvention or something along those lines. Yeah, it's a crazy thing that I didn't understand before when you relapse after long-term recovery. I did not get why you can't just get back on it and everything's okay.
But you did. You did get back on it. You got back on it.
It was a messy road.
Fine.
But but it was tougher than I would have ever.
Sure.
How much time do you have?
But hold on a second.
Yeah.
But the fact that you had 19 years.
Yeah.
I always tell people the best medically assisted treatment is top-notch care, top-notch treatment, right? Because you can't unring a bell, and you had. You were locked in for 19 years.
19.
Okay, so your run. It's shocking to me that your run lasted that long. Mm-hmm. But it's still only 8 months, and you created no wreckage, none. And now you have even a deeper understanding, holistically, of what this thing is.
Yeah,
because we forget.
Yeah.
With 19 years, you forget.
Totally.
What do I got?
I wrote books about it. I own a treatment center. I'm like, and I had such brain fog, and my advance was well over 7 figures for my second book. So I wanted to give the money back. And then this doctor's like, well, you have ADD. I'm like, yeah, I know. I've been told, no, you really need to be on something. Went with me at the pharmacy. I mean, it's kind of creepy. I don't know if there's the devil on earth or not, but the whole experience, I knew better. I should have called somebody and talked to them, and instead I was looking for a quick way out.
Oh, the reason is because we drink our own Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
Right? We're the best. We're the man. We've done this
You know, and I
forever.
had this therapist. I remember I had this therapist at one time who was like 25 years sober, and she was on, I remember she said she takes Ritalin to help her with her, and I remember saying, okay, she's shown up for work for me for a few years. I know she's taking Ritalin. Well, maybe it's not such a big deal, you know.
Sobriety sucks if you're not thriving. If you're not happy, forget thriving. If you're not happy, look, if you're not as happy or as contented, or if your life isn't as good sober as it is on drugs, you're going back to drugs.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure. Okay. So I wanted people to know sober isn't enough. Sober gets you all the gifts you want. That's the baseline. But then it's about, what are you going to be? What are you going to do? Right? How you want to get there? Right? So that's that.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think everyone's different. I haven't been a big believer in disease model, even though that's like such a thing. I think it was a good pitch for insurance companies to pay, because you had to make it some sort of illness in order to get an insurance company to do it. But I think mental health in general, whether there's substances, like at CAST, we're like majority, I'd say about 60% primary mental health.
Right.
And
you got a mental health IOP license?
yeah.
Good.
And
that's really helpful. People call for that all the time. We can send those people right to you.
Great.
Because we don't take them.
Right.
Talk to Michelle about this stuff.
Yeah, I'm going to meet with her after this. I wanted to connect with you because I'm going up there, and I'd heard your name for so many years, and we'd never connected.
Yours too.
It's kind of one of those things like where I was like, oh, I should meet him.
It's
Maybe
nice.
I could learn from him.
No,
you know?
Stop it.
Yeah, really.
It's nice. It's nice that you're here. I've heard about you for years. Man. You're one of the good ones. And we're not in competition.
We're not. That's why I'm here.
We are not.
I know. I'm well aware.
You know anybody who's died of? I mean, I know that's a crazy question to ask somebody in our business, but anybody like that when you think about it, you get choked up.
Interesting. Such a blur. Like life, it's such a blur working in treatment. It's like, because I'm trying to think if any friends have died from.
Because a ton of clients have.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, we've had 2 instances where someone has made an appointment to come to treatment. I hate that. I'll be there in 2 weeks. Here's your deposit. Save a bed. Listen to me. It's best that you come now. You're using drugs on the street. 70% of that stuff's laced with fentanyl.
Yeah.
Okay? You're not a fentanyl user. Listen to me. Come in now. Everything's okay. I promise. Hey, man, let me think about it. 2 weeks goes by. Okay? You don't show up. We check. Parents. He died last week. That's happened to us twice
Wow.
already. Who believed in you before you believed in yourself?
Oh boy. Who believed in me before I believed in myself? Well, with the TV stuff, Dr. Phil definitely. He like saw it. He would like rocket ship me.
That's great.
'Cause I was-
Is he still on?
He has his own network now.
He does.
Yeah.
The Dr. Phil network?
No, it's called. He had a network called Merit. Then he phased out of that, and it's called Envoy, I think. But yeah, they just. I don't understand how.
Does he have a
distribution
show?
works. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Does he have a podcast?
He does.
He's got a podcast
Yeah.
too?
Yeah, it does really well. A ton.
Dude, he's such a beast. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, he's got a lot.
I mean, when I
Especially when it was just TV was the only thing. It was
TV was the only
19
thing.
million people watching.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But I would say the other person who believes in me. I do jiu-jitsu 4 days a week.
Good.
My professor, saw him yesterday. That's another person in my life.
Good.
Compete.
Good.
Yeah.
That's important.
Yeah.
Gives you discipline. I told my kids to do that.
They should.
They didn't. They didn't. They didn't do that. They played the instruments and they speak Spanish. Okay, but I didn't get that. I didn't get the martial arts.
I love seeing.
I got 2 out of 3.
Yeah, those are good ones.
Those are the only 3 I asked for, by the way. How do you stay humble when everyone around you calls you coach?
Well, I didn't go by Coach Mike until I went on Dr. Phil, and then they labeled me Coach Mike. I still cringe a little bit if people utilize that. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I feel like we all have like gifts in life. We all. This is my belief. We're all artists of some sort, and some people can't seem to tap into their art. Maybe they grew up in a family where their dad pressured them to go be an attorney, and they really would have been an amazing teacher or something. And
I like their father.
So I think that we all have these gifts in life, and that when we lean into them, and one of those things that I find that I'm able to help people do is to free themselves to be authentic. I feel like I have a gift at when I'm really sitting down with someone and we have chemistry and a dynamic, I can really get someone out of their mental chaos and get them into their truth. And that's when I feel like I'm like a coach. But at the same time, I have plenty of issues in my life, and I think it's because I don't think I'm better than people. So
You don't?
No, I don't.
Real truthfully.
No, truthfully.
You don't think you're better than everybody
No,
else?
no. I think
Me neither.
because like, okay, better than. I'm not that organized. There's someone who's better than me at being organized. There's someone better at me than showing up on time. There's someone better at me at planning this. There's someone better than me at cooking. There's someone better than me at understanding medication. Like, what does better even fucking mean? Like I think that.
Well, for me, better's better.
I came up with this term when I started doing TV, that people have selective kindness. That people will say, "Oh my God, they're such an amazing person," because you interact with so many people. But I found that a lot of these people just select where they put their kindness. That they're really not.
They're really not kind. They're kind in spurts.
In spurts, when it happens to be a dynamic, because in TV.
So you're only kind to people when you have something to gain.
Or if whether you want to be liked more, respected more, or whatever. And it's just. That was kind of hard for me in the TV world of it all, because it's very much that in TV.
Okay. What does freedom mean to you today? It's a great question.
Being in the moment. Freedom means being in the moment. Freedom is connecting with who I want to connect with, when I want to connect with. Freedom is a good night's sleep. Freedom is love.
That's a much better answer than I would have given.
It's the truth, though, right? Like,
no, not for me.
Love isn't?
Not for me. Well, of course, love is the baseline for everything.
Yeah.
It's basic. That's my whole place is the baseline of love. I call it a love call, right? I mean, that's what we do. That's what I hang my hat on. That's my brand for treatment. But for me, freedom is the ability to do whatever you want with your time. That is my definition of freedom.
Yeah.
And I've been so poor that I couldn't pay attention. I mean, I've been homeless, right? That ain't freedom, right? Freedom isn't going to the market and not being able to write a check for eggs or bread because you've got 800 bad checks in check systems. Freedom isn't walking into the market and buying 6 fake top ramen for $1 rather than 5 real top ramen for $1 because you get another top ramen. Okay, that ain't freedom.
Right.
Okay, now during my days, I can literally sit and think. I can have a friend come to the house, okay, who just wanted to shoot the shit and talk and hold them hostage for 2 hours in a podcast.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, my days are mine. What do you want to be remembered for? The business or the lives changed? That's kind of stupid.
That's easy.
Yeah. Okay. What do you want to be remembered for?
Well, I'm not a big guy on legacies.
You're not?
No. Like, I think, like, once I'm dead, and, like, I don't know, you see someone's brick at a hospital, and you're like, oh, who is this
Is
person?
that because you don't have kids?
No, I mean, I would rather be known just as being a good person who helped people. That's it. Like, oh, Mike helped people and does good. Like, I'm similar to you. I help a lot of people in my free time. My assistant right now is in prison for 4 years because I tried to help him. I got him out of, he was facing 10. But I met this guy in a meeting.
You had an assistant that's doing time in jail?
Yeah, in South Carolina right now,
for
federal
what?
prison. He got caught with 3 pounds of meth. So I met him at a meeting, and then I tried to help him, and then I like gave him a job. You know, like I did everything. It was like this most lovable guy. I made a decision too. Like I don't raise my hand to sponsor at all anymore. I choose my sponsees.
Yeah.
Like I did not like sponsoring people when I used to raise my hand. I just didn't have that like experience. But then when I see someone that I kind of am like, oh, he's in the corner with a court card, and I know I can help him turn his life around, and like, so I love doing stuff like that, right? Like unexpected, surprised generosity in my personal life. In business, I don't know. Maybe one day cast on ourselves. I don't know. You know, it's like someone else picks it up, you know.
Thanks for coming by.
Richard,
today.
thanks for having me.
No, I really appreciate it.
See you next Tuesday.
He said it.
We're out of time. Please subscribe on YouTube, click the thumbs up, and leave a comment. Please subscribe on Apple Podcast and Spotify and leave a rating and a review. And share the We're Out of Time podcast with others you know who will get value out of it. See you next Tuesday.